Dragon Ball's Vegeta is one of the most popular and fan favorite of manga characters of all time. Don't forget to watch today's video to the very end as we remember the top 10 times Vegeta went beast mode. Number 10. Fighting Goku. It all began with a lower-class Saiyan on Earth. In truth, it began with planet Vegeta being destroyed, but we don't see that in the manga, and it has no real effect on Vegeta's character as we know him. It's his first fight with Goku that really defines who Vegeta is. He's proud, he loves blood sports, and he's a sore loser. Vegeta has fun while he has the upper hand, but the moment Goku starts pushing Kaioken to its limits, Vegeta's whole worldview is changed. He cannot fathom a lower-class Saiyan defeating him, and yet he's completely helpless against Goku's raw power. Somehow surviving the beam struggle, Vegeta enters the second half of the fight ready to break every single bone in Goku's body. To his credit, he comes close. Number 9. Releasing Majin Buu. Vegeta's inability to accept that Goku is stronger than him ultimately launches the two rivals into a fight that leads to Majin Buu's awakening. As the two Saiyans pummel into one another, Gohan and Kaioshin desperately try to prevent the revival, unaware of how quickly Goku and Vegeta are feeding Buu. To be fair, Goku's also to blame here, but Vegeta ends up dealing with the consequences. In releasing Majin Buu, Vegeta recognizes just what exactly he's done. Fighting Goku wasn't worth it and the world is now in danger. Number 8. Coming to terms with himself. Death is for suckers, though, and it's not long before Vegeta's back. Once he is, however, he's noticeably different. He's more willing to work with Goku, going so far as to fuse with him after some persuading, and he's more than comfortable to let Goku just defeat pure Buu outright. Come the end of the series, Vegeta has gotten over his ego. Giving his life to stop Buu and watching Goku from the afterlife, Vegeta enters back into the story a genuinely changed man. He's enlightened and more in control of his ego. Number 7. Super Saiyan 4. While Vegeta might not have had that many moments to shine in Dragon Ball GT, there's no denying the fact that watching him ascend to become a Super Saiyan 4 was still a great moment in every sense of the word. This, coupled with his fusion with Goku to become Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, is easily one of the biggest highlights of GT and goes to show that Vegeta will never let himself be complacent when it comes to the search for greater power. Number 6. Super Saiyan God. For the longest time, the anime never revealed Vegeta's Super Saiyan God form, preferring to jump to the Super Saiyan Blue form instead. This was in stark contrast to the manga, where Vegeta does showcase his red-haired form during the Future Trunks arc. Thankfully, we finally caught a glimpse of Vegeta's Super Saiyan God form during Dragon Ball Super Broly, which was as amazing as one might have expected. Number 5. Doing the final explosion for the first time to actually save the world from Majin Buu. Right before Majin Buu was hatched, Vegeta was at the peak of his very intense fight against his eternal rival that he's never actually lost to in Kakarot, as they both fought intensely and had their brief moments of glory during the fight. This fight was actually my favorite fight from the DBZ era. He later knocked Kakarot from Super Saiyan 2 all the way back to his base form by saying, "I'll finish this Buu myself. The last thing I need is for this clown to play hero," and dangle it over my head. He then flew off after eating the last sensu bean that Kakarot had to fight against Majin Buu. He gave it everything he had against Buu, but it wasn't enough, so he decided to power up, and before he explodes he says, "Bulma, Trunks, I do this for you and yes, even you Kakarot," and blows up. Number 4. His first Super Saiyan transformation on a mysteriously dark planet. After seeing Kakarot in Super Saiyan form again, a full-power Frieza, during the climax of the Frieza saga, and then being teleported back to Earth, he immediately grew to despite the fact that a low-level clown-like Kakarot achieved the Super Saiyan while he the Saiyan Prince could not. So he decided to use a Capsule Corp spaceship to train at 400 times the normal gravity for 3 years straight at a mysteriously dark planet, and while there he began to shoot energy blasts at the meteors that was trying claimed his ship and his life, and then the Mother Meteor appeared out of nowhere, and Vegeta fired at the Mother Meteor, but was knocked down from the sky to the land, and this is where he let go about being better than Kakarot, didn't care about being a Super Saiyan, and didn't care if he lived, and then he pulled off the sickest Super Saiyan transformation of the DBZ era by finally transforming to a Super Saiyan and destroying the Mother Meteor in the process. And this all happened during my favorite episode of the DBZ era called Upgrade to Super Saiyan. Number 3. That's My Bulma. One of our favorite scenes from the Battle of Gods arc was when Universe 7 God of Destruction Beerus was scolded by Bulma for interrupting her birthday day, and then Beerus slapped her down, and boy, did this greatly infuriate Vegeta, when he exploded into a fit of rage when he immediately charged at Beerus, and was actually the first one to land some hits on Beerus, unlike Kakarot during their very first fight. That forced him to use a very small portion of his power to actually knock out Vegeta after he used the Super Gallic Gun, which didn't faze him. He had even surpassed a Super Saiyan 3 during the moment when Vegeta told Kakarot at the end of the Battle of Gods arc, "In that great moment, I surpassed you, Kakarot," which Kakarot admitted, "Yeah, you definitely did." Number 2. Breaking his limits against Giant. For most of the Tournament of Power arc, Vegeta was deliberately pushed to the side and wasn't even truly tested because they had him basically fighting jobbers like Ribrian, the Dangerous Trio, and the Superhero Dude. But when he finally got his shot against Giant, he came out swinging and became the first person to actually land a single shot on Giant, which is something that Kakarot couldn't even do while at Super Saiyan Blue. Super Saiyan Blue. Kaioken times 20, let alone Ultra Instinct Omen. And then Giant, of course, fights back with punches of his own and knocks Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta down and immediately fires a blast that almost managed to eliminate Vegeta from the stage, until he blew himself up, therefore saving himself from being eliminated. And then Giant comments, "Your fists reek of arrogance," to which Vegeta replied, "I am indeed arrogant, but that's my pride as a Saiyan," and immediately powers back up to Super Saiyan Blue and charged up and says to Giant, "I'll never beat you. Don't make me laugh, and Kakarot can have Ultra Instinct. I'll surpass you in my own way," and does a full-powered Final Flash that actually knocks down Giant for the first time during the Tournament of Power arc. But as Vegeta was laughing, Giant quickly got back up and commented on how powerful Vegeta's full-powered Final Flash did a very powerful blast that nearly killed him. But then surprisingly, Vegeta quickly gets back up and immediately powers back up to Super Saiyan Blue once more, and as he's trying to break his limits, he remembers the promise that he made to Kava, and then he says that he will break past his limits and surpass Giant in his own way, and does my favorite transformation in Dragon Ball Super by transforming to Ultra Super Saiyan Blue. And the transformation looked badass, and much better than Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20. Number 1. Ripping merged Zamasu to shreds with the Gamma Burst Flash. In the manga version of Dragon Ball Super, near the climax of the Future Trunks arc, at the end of Chapter 25, Vegeta was having great difficulty taking down a god-tier opponent that was clearly the biggest threat to the multiverse in merged Zamasu, and then after Kakarot got beat down very badly, Goku Black in a cowardly way attacked his son Future Trunks. This sent Vegeta in a very explosive rage when he immediately attacked to refused merged Zamasu by charging up and releasing his new attack called the Gamma Burst Flash, which actually ripped merged Zamasu to pieces, unlike the often overrated K-Mama that actually went through him at the beginning of Chapter 23 in the Dragon Ball Super manga. With that, we come to the end of today's video. Don't forget to join in a next time for more of such interesting content.